Hard to see.
Hard to see from that angle.
Yeah. DJ going to the line. He's lighting them up for the Giants tonight. 11 points on the night, apart from being 9th in scoring in the league. 7th in free throw percentage, 82%. Very good from the line. There you go. You see why. 33-30 in favor of the Giants. 3:40 on the clock. Our first half of play. DJ looking to make it 34-30.
Anybody's ball game at this stage.
Simon Mesrits bringing the ball up for the Vikings. My mistake on the score, 34-32. The Giants by 2. 3.5 minutes to play. Bounce pass back to Mesrits. Yeah, nice.
That's old-fashioned basketball. Give and go. Pass to the wing. Cut to the hoop. Kenny got a hand on it, but Mesrits stayed with it. Oh, bad pass. Go to the inside.
DJ flips it to KP, and it's off the glass. And we've got 2. 35-36-34 in favor of the Giants. Game slowing now to a basket affair. Tony Sua, Simon Mesrits being watched by Kenny Perkins. Strickland with a inside, takes that bounce pass off the glass and ties the game at 36 all. 11 points for Wayman Strickland.
Strickland feels like he can take Varricchio at any time, so he's going to work him. They're going to have to change defenses down there.
Varricchio. Tim Johnson looking for it, not going to get it away. Phil Jones back to Johnson. Kenny Perkins. No, rebound. Phil Jones. Nice tip.
Nice tip. Nice pass from Johnson out to Perkins because he was guarded. Didn't take the wild shot. Found the open man. Nelson do that very well. A very unselfish team.
Wayman Strickland.
See right away. They posted Wayman. Wayman says mismatch, mismatch.
Yeah.
Give me the ball.
Wayman Strickland with the hoop, ties it at 38 all. Varricchio tries to flip to Kenny Perkins. Ball out of bounds. We got a whistle.
Oh, yeah. I don't think either one of them knew.
No,
we got to guess.
The home crowd knew, though. They knew it was Vikings ball. Nevertheless, Varricchio for the Giants. Back with the action, Kenny Perkins from the top of the key. Dribbling around, looking for somebody inside, and taking himself off.
Banker.
Nice move.
Did he practice that?
He must. Great shot for a big guy. Kenny Perkins. Out front now, guarding Simon Mesrits. Tony Sua, 40-38. Giants by 2. Vikings going to retain possession.
You know, the Giants play a nice game of old-fashioned passing game. They pass to one side, run across to the other, and screen for players and cut to the basket. Probably the influence of Trevor Wright.
Yeah, an old-fashioned coach. Here's Steve Jackson with a wild shot. Gets his own rebound, puts it back in. And that ties it at 40 all. 40-40 with a minute 20 in the first half of play. Varricchio being watched closely by Wayman Strickland. Phil Jones comes to the rescue. Jones right around Tony Sua. And Jones is going to be called for charging.
Yeah. Tough play, just didn't pick himself up in time.
Second foul for Philip Jones. Stan Baddock there making that call on your screen. 40-40 our score. A minute left to play in the first half. Wayman Strickland looking to give the Vikings a lead here in the last minute of the first half. It's Tony Sua comes up with the loose ball. Steve Jackson, three-pointer, no. Rebound, tough rebound, Kenny Perkins.
Yeah, and the Giants have changed. They put Phil Jones on Strickland. Good move.
Tim Johnson with a shot. First time we've seen him toss it up tonight. Finds the net, makes it 42-40 with the Giants ahead with 40 seconds left to play. Vikings looking for an important hoop here. They don't want to go into the locker room behind. Phil Jones with the foul, reaching around Wayman Strickland.
Yeah, smart move by the Giants. You know, I'm impressed with that because they're reading the game, saying, okay, we got to make a change here. So they put Varricchio on the taller Sua. Jones a bit taller than Strickland, but he had his right hand on his back. If he hadn't had that, he would have been okay.
Wayman Strickland puts the first down in a 1-and-1 situation. Strickland looking to tie the game right here. He does. 42-42, 35 seconds. Strickland with 15 points. Here's Tim Johnson. He's loose at the other end, and he's fouled by Steve Jackson.
boys right here. Johnson going all the way in. That's one of those, like, both guys were out of sync, and they just kind of collided, and the offense got the call.
M. Johnson at the line. He's already got a hoop tonight. That's his 3rd point and lifts the Giants to a 1-point lead. 43-42, favor of Nelson. 31 seconds showing on the clock. First half, make that 44-42.
Trevor looks fired up.
Trevor not feeling well tonight. Here's Wayman Strickland. I'm surprised he made the trip, probably because it's their last. He's quite a loyalist in that sense.
Yeah, no, he's not going to miss this. He's having a good run. I mean, even sick, you know, a coach wants to be there when the team's firing.
Simon Mesert's at the top for the Vikings. Steve Jackson making a move inside. The jump shot finds the net, ties the game at 44 all. We got 2 seconds left. Bill Jones with a long bomb fails to find the hoop. 44-44, our score at the end of the first half of play. We're coming to you from the North Harbour Sport and Leisure Center.
Well, there's Steve Jackson walks off. 44-44, all the fours. If you're a poker player, it's all tied up. We'll take a short break right now and be right back.
He scored only 1 goal his first season, but he went on to become the most valuable player in hockey.
Starter.
He was told he'd never start again. He came back to become the best reliever in baseball.
Starter.
Each had a dream, and when you start with a dream, where you end up is up to you.
Starter.
Been a long way from home, have we?
Yeah.
So, what are you driving?
I drive Kuma.
Whatever you drive, drive quality. Drive Kumo tyres.
This weekend is the Telecom Weekender to the UK and Ireland. Call anyone, anytime in the UK or Ireland from midnight this Friday to midnight Sunday and you'll pay just $1.69 a minute. So keep in touch with friends and family in the UK and Ireland with Telecom this weekend and save.
The other great time to bowl over a Bundy is when you've just scored. Bundaberg Ginger Beer. The beer that bites your thirst, not your head.
DB Draft Sky Rugby. From the land where rugby football is a way of life comes South Africa's National Championship Series, the Currie Cup. Don't miss full coverage of these exciting matches. The Currie Cup, only on Sky Sports.
You are a truly strange fellow, Charles.
Everyone has a wild side, even a legend.
What do we do, Charlie?
Smile.
From the ski fields of New Zealand, north and south, every evening at 6:30 and 9, Sky News presents the Air New Zealand National Ski Report. For the latest in weather and snow conditions everywhere, the Air New Zealand National Ski Reports.
Last week, we were out at Corbin's Winery where the Rams ramped it home to the Waitakere Rangers, 94-67. Here are some of the highlights. back here at the North Shore Sports and Leisure Center, it's all tied up 44-44 between the North Harbour Vikings and the Nelson Giants. Now, continuing with our story of a game, let's take a look back at the 1987 Pan American Games, when the Americans found out that there was more than one international power beside the Soviet Union.
Stepping into the uniform of one's nation can do extraordinary things to basketball players. For the fans, their country battling it out with the rest of the world summons up a very special sort of pride.
International basketball has a unique flavor. The fact that countries actually played that much harder because they're representing their country, not just a school, not just a league, not just for money. It is me representing Canada out on the court makes me play a little bit better.
For around the world, there is really only one true benchmark, and it comes packaged in red, white, and blue. Champions of the international game. So anytime a team can get a W against a group wearing USA across the chest, it's a moment to be savored.
85-77, the countdown has begun. 6-5.
Success-starved Canada had a moment of glory when at the 1983 Student Games, they defeated a USA squad that featured no less than Charles Barkley and KARL Malone. None of these Canadians would go on to be million-dollar shoe salesmen.
So by losing to Canada, where we had a lot of great athletes on that team, and we lost to those guys, which they wasn't supposed to beat us, I think it was sort of embarrassing because we know we had to face from the media, we know we had to face from friends and families back home, and more so to the United States, because you never like to get beat. When you put that USA uniform on, just like other people from other countries, it's a whole different thing. It's pride, it's self-motivation, and you feel that you let millions of people down, and you feel like you're sort of an outcast.
You get the sense that the United States is not invincible, that if you can go into a one-point game with them, you might be able to beat them in a regular game. But the mystery of it, or the excitement of it, is we are planning to play the United States in this final game. We play the U.S. in the semifinals, and we played a great game, and they played a pretty good game.
The emotional high carried through to the final for Canada, despite the best efforts of Drazen Petrovic. Canadian players, inspired by roaring home crowd support, walked taller, played bigger, and the sum of the machine was greater than its parts.
It's tremendous to see this kind of support. 3, 2, 1, the game is over. Canada has won the gold. The men's basketball title in Universiade 83 goes to a young, valiant Canadian side. They defeat one of the world powers in basketball, Yugoslavia, 83-68.
It's one of the most emotional moments, not only for Judge, but everybody.
While this Canadian win was not about to throw a panic into American basketball, international action over in Europe did deserve more attention than it was getting. The Soviets were assembling a formidable team and had unearthed an exceptional talent in Arvydas Sabonis. At 7 feet 4 inches, he was a truly gifted athlete with a fiery competitive spirit. Such was the strength of the Soviets that it was considered a mere formality that the USSR and Yugoslavia would fight out the 1987 European Championships in Athens. But once again, the experts hadn't reckoned on the magic of home crowd support. At the time, the Greek players themselves would have considered a finish in the middle of the top 8 to be creditable. But the home fans at the Peace and Friendship Stadium wouldn't settle for such a thing. Their relentless support pushed their team through the semifinals and Vlade Divac and the Yugoslavs to a nail-biting final against the Soviets. With the scores locked together, the Greek hero Nikos Galis advanced the ball for one final play and a shot at glory. Now it is history. But that moment that Argir Kabouras stepped calmly to the line amidst this seething mass of support lives on for his countrymen today. Those 2 free throws propelled Greece to champions of all Europe, and the ancient land of philosophers discovered a new #1 sport.
Basketball, a really emotional game all around the world. Now, before tonight's game, I had a chat with Nenad Vucinic and asked him where he called home.
Oh, I hail from former Yugoslavia. I came here in '89. It was still Yugoslavia then. Unfortunately, it's not anymore, and I still consider myself as a Yugoslav.
Okay, well, you're playing some great basketball for Nelson. A few years back, Nelson won the league under Matt Rusko and lost in the finals. You're leading the league again this year. What's the difference?
Well, we were leading the league. Then we won the league. Unfortunately, we didn't make it all the way. We lost to Canterbury by 3 points in a final. I think this year we got a better show of winning the league because we got an experienced players that have been in the finals before, especially our 2 imports, Darryl Johnson and Kenny Perkins. They've been there before. I've been in a playoff situations before. Nick Costley have been in a playoff situation. So hopefully that fact will prevail this time.
You've also got 2 young hotshots, Phil Jones and KARL Varricchio. They're playing some good basketball.
Yes, well, Phil Jones and Carlo Varricchio, I think one of the biggest futures of New Zealand basketball. They're hard workers, they're very talented players, and it's something to look forward to.
It's just recently you've had to wait a few years to get into the national team because you're from out of New Zealand. What about the restricted, non-restricted issue?
Yes, it's a tricky issue to comment on, but in a long term, I don't think it'll affect too much the New Zealand basketball as long as we don't have 4 or 5 American players playing on the court at one time. So hopefully there will be enough room for developing New Zealand players.
Nenad Vucinic now calls Nelson home, and he's doing a heck of a job leading the Nelson Giants to the top of the National League, in the Coke NBL. Right now, it's 44-44 between the North Harbour Vikings and the Nelson Giants. Let's take a short break, and we'll be right back for some more live basketball action.
Time to go, and it's a good run by Mark Soden. They're chasing, but they may as well not because we're not too